Good morning and welcome to today's Q&A call. We do have a pretty small group on here. Remember, this call is about you guys. I don't have an agenda. If you have a question, something you would like for me to go in and answer, please drop it into the chat box or raise your hand. Again, really small group. There's only 3 of you guys on the call. So if you do have a question, something you want to know, please raise your hand, drop it in the chat box. Let me know what it is that you would like to see today. Looks like everyone is quiet. So let's do this. Who on here is brand new to Mortgage Coach? Raise your hand if you are new to Mortgage Coach. So it looks like we have a couple of new people, not very many. Well, there's only 3 of you on the call. So if you are brand new to Mortgage Coach, really quickly, Mortgage Coach is based on a system of templates. And I'm just gonna check and see something really quick. So both of you are also with an enterprise account. So when you go into Mortgage Coach, you will have your clients where you can click on new clients. And I'm just going to put a sample in here. Then you're able to put in any information here that you want. What I would suggest is a phone number. Phone number is going to allow you, whenever your client opens up the presentation, you get an alert. That alert simply says, your client has opened the presentation, here's their phone number. So if you open this up on your phone, you can simply touch that phone number and call them if you want to give them a quick call. And then presentation name, I say go ahead and put when you plan on closing it in that presentation name. You can also put that it's a purchase if you want. That allows you to quickly go down and see what you do plan on closing. Contact information. Only thing that shows up on the presentation is this middle part. I would suggest at minimum your new home. The state and zip code, if you are using Smart Fees or Closing Corp integration, then you will want to put in the state and zip at minimal, and that's just going to save you steps later on when you're pulling fees. Goal, purchase a new home. Now, if they are doing a refi steps are a little different. And then the assumptions, this little red indicator, that asterisk, that's telling me these are minimum fields to fill in. So at minimum, I need a current property value. I don't need to go into the affordability unless I'm concerned about their debt to income ratio, or I do want to show tax benefit, which is not going to be beneficial unless you're in an area with jumbo loans. But I would go right into my first product. Product 1, you could give it a name. Let's say I'm just doing a conventional at par. I can put in my product name. You may have templates in there. If you have templates and you're at an enterprise, you'll see branch level or enterprise level. B is branch level, E is enterprise level. You'll see templates already in there for you. If you don't have templates in there, it's fine. You don't have to have templates, but it does speed things up. And what a template does is it has everything in there that stays stagnant from loan to loan. So prepaid days of interest, hazard insurance, property tax, reserve months. The hazard insurance and property tax you could have as percentages. Now I can come down, I can say my client wants to put 15% down. Interest rate, I can look that up. You may have Optimal Blue, if you have Optimal Blue, you can use that Get Pricing button for the Optimal Blue. And I'm going to put this is at a 30-year term. Closing cost details. Again, you might already have some templates in here labeled B or E. B is your branch level, E is the enterprise level. So if I wanted to lay those branch level templates in there, I could choose it. If you do not have templates in there, they're easy to build in, or if you are an enterprise, you can get assistance from us at Mortgage Coach. You can email support@mortgagecoach.com. But remember, that's only applicable for those who are enterprise members. These are going to be all your basic fees, to not include prepaid days of insurance, hazard insurance, property tax, reserve months. Once I'm happy with this, I can apply it to the loan. If I wanted points, I could do points. This is going to be at par, so there's no points. I'm going to add my 15 days of prepaid interest. I'm going to put in $80 for my hazard, use my percentage for my property tax, and add reserve months. You can see I did not have a template, but it was pretty fast for me to build that first client out. On the client or on the products afterwards, I can add another product, and the fastest thing for me to do is to copy that first product. This is a short step. So everything I did with that initial one is copied to the second one. And I'm going to say this one is a conventional with credit. Now that I've copied that one, everything pulls in from that first one. Now I can come in. This is going to give me a credit. So I'm going to say that interest rate is going up. And they have a credit here. I'm going to use a negative instead of points. This, you have to use points, but if you want the dollar amount, it's over here. So if I need a bigger credit in there, all I would have to do is look over there, and I could see where it is as far as the dollar amount goes. Then I can scroll on. Everything would remain the same, and I could add my next product. So that first initial product, setting up this initial product, is the most important factor with Mortgage Coach. Once that first product is set up, any product you build therefore after is really fast, because you're only going in, and I'm going to do conventional with points, copying from that first product, and now I could come in, lower my interest rate, and I could give them points as applicable. So now you can see, instead of it having a negative, it has a positive integer, and now they have to come in and pay those extra points, increasing my cash to close. But that first product, again, most important product to get set up properly. Once that one is in place, all of the other ones become very easy, because you're normally only adjusting a couple of factors. Any questions? Any questions not pertaining to what I was talking about? So video, if you are doing video, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the video aspect. So if I'm going to add a video, I'm going to click generate shared link. And then from this spot here, that's where I'm going to click on add audio video. That's going to open up, ask me how I want to record the video. So I'm going to click in web browser. That's going to bring up my camera. So now from here, I would record my initial video. So I'm just going to do this as if it was a sample video. Finish that. I'm going to upload it onto my presentation. Now that I have that video, it's uploading, it's complete. So now let's say that my client is either going in the presentation all the time or I want to re-record a video. I'm going to come back in here, click on that generate shared link, add audio video again, do those same steps. And if I record over at this time, it's just going to record over that video that I'd already recorded. So the other aspect is if I was to come in here, I'm going to click on here, record video. I can do a shortcut by clicking here to record video and then clicking on OK. So it will override it. If you are using your web browser or your phone has that trash can in there that you can throw it away as well. Now let's say I have that video already on here and I don't want my clients to have to view it every time. I can come in and also click do not play and click off. And now when my client comes in here, that video is not going to be on there. So I don't have to worry about coming in and deleting it, but I can just click do not play so it doesn't play every time the client comes in there. So either overriding it by re-recording or coming in and clicking the do not play. All good, Jackson? Perfect. Any other questions? And again, small enough group, you can raise your hand. Yes, you can send it as a text. So if I was to open this up on my phone, and I'm actually going to go in here and so there are some download guides in here. I'm going to give you the download guide. So here's all about video on the phone. So if I want to go in, first thing you have to remember is your login button. So if you have Mortgage Coach downloaded onto your phone, this is not your login. This is what will initially populate. In the upper left-hand corner, there is a little symbol of an individual. That is what you click to log in. Once you log into Mortgage Coach, it will remember your password and information in there. If you click on client, and then once you click on your client, you click on total cost analysis. In the upper right corner, and I'm going to see if I can find it. Upper right hand corner, there's either the little piece of paper with the arrow that's on the iPhone, or it's the 3 dots with the backward or less than symbol. That is your send button. So once you go in there, you'll be able to send it from that button, and it's up in this upper left-hand corner on this screen right here. You'll see it right up here where it says Dave Savage. Clicking on that is where you're going to be able to send it via text. So once you click on that, it'll give you that choice to SMS or to text it over to your client from that point. But you do have to have Mortgage Coach downloaded on your phone in order to text it. You can't send it from here in a text. So the only way you can text it is if you are actually in on your phone. Perfect. Any other questions? And I'm going to give you guys this download list. If you're a reader, this is actually a really great list for you to come in to be able to read, to go through any of the guides that you need. Highlighting Rate Watch. If you haven't downloaded Rate Watch on your phone, Rate Watch is going to help you keep your finger on the pulse of the market. Same login information as your Mortgage Coach login. So when you go into Rate Watch, you will go in and click on it. I'm finding where that first initial page is. Once you click on it and you open it up, you'll log in just like it shows here. And then once you do log in the information, Green is going to be there's a chance that the interest rates increase. Red is there's a chance that the interest rates will decrease. It is the opposite of the bond market. So you can come in and you can just quickly glance what's going on with the market today. You'll see the little red indicators. Those indicate the bond market. So again, if it's showing red, interest rates could have been going up. If it's showing green, interest rates could have been going down. Does it correlate exactly with the interest rates? Absolutely not, especially in 2020. So just remember that it is just an indicator possibility. It does not mean that it's happening. It does not correlate exactly with the market. This year, it's actually very little correlated with the bond market, but it gives you an indication of what's going on with the market itself. What I will say in there is in the upper left-hand corner, that is where you do see the 3 marks. In there, there is commentary. That commentary is absolutely fabulous. Go into that commentary, read what's going on with the market. That's going to make you come across to your clients as having a more well-rounded understanding of mortgage is general because it is mortgage-based. So signed up for HomeBot this week and it combines with Mortgage Coach. Is there a training for HomeBot? I want to send the HomeBot to my pre-approval clients via text. Okay, so when you go into HomeBot, let's see if I can find my HomeBot really quick. Login information. Because I just got that from Starlet. That one's not it. So give me a minute. I'm going to log into HomeBot. If you do have HomeBot, remember the only HomeBot is if you have the Pro Edition of HomeBot. Have you already turned your HomeBot on? So the integration's turned on? Okay, perfect. So if you haven't turned on your HomeBot integration, in the upper left-hand corner where you go into the integrations, that's where you can go in and turn it on. When you click into your homeowners, your clients come up. Clicking into your client, you do have the ability to send over those pre-approvals automatically. So when your client comes up, you'll see the basic information here. You want to go into Preview Digest. And I haven't done this a lot, so please be patient with me. So the digest, this is what your clients see. So if you want to automatically send them over a presentation from here, you keep scrolling down. It's going to show you down here the different products. You can place more than one product into the presentation. So let's say I want to place a 15 and a 30-year in there. I would click on here. What would my rate be? And then I would click Get Detailed Breakdown. That's where it's building your Mortgage Coach presentation and placing it into Mortgage Coach. So I could view it now unless you set it up so it's delayed for a day or two. And then I'm going to go back to my refi options. And I'm going to go back up here again. And then I'm going to click on my 15-year. And I'm going to push it over, and it's going to push it into the same presentation. So now when I view it, and it might have more than that because this client might have been used multiple times. I just picked the top client. But when I go in here, you can see now their current loan, a 15 and a 30-year. So I push these two in based on today's. This is an old one that was pushed in the past. So if I go into my Mortgage Coach account, I'm going to sign out and sign into that integrations account. I will be able to see this client here, Holly Homeowner, in my automated tab right here. There's Holly. Now I have to go in and update things. So first thing is I'm only going to work on the 2 that I pushed over. It is going to push over the interest rate based on what yesterday's par rate for Fannie and Freddie was. So yesterday's par rate was 275. If I need to update it, I can come in here and type right over it to update it to today's. Actually, that's the 15-year. Let's leave it at 3. I can now come in here, add my closing cost. Hopefully you have templates so you can quickly add those closing costs. Apply it to the loan. And Laura, I'll help you with that in 1 minute. Apply my prepaid days of interest. Placing in their actual hazard insurance and actual property tax if you have it. If you don't have it, leave it blank. And then when you call the client, you can fill that in. And the last one is I can do my tax reserves. I then can do my 30-year the same way. So that's the way I can fill them in. Now, if I have a HomeBot template, I can then drop in that template, and that template should only have those items that do not push over from HomeBot into this template. So it would be easy for me to just include my closing cost fees, my prepaid days of interest. And then I would just add in hazard insurance and property tax. Again, making it as easy as possible. The other thing I could do from here, I already have my 15-year set up. I could copy from my 15-year and then go back down here and adjust it to my 30-year. And then everything's in there. So then I'm only adding, or it should have been, I must have copied the wrong one. Everything would be then placed in here based on that copying. Now, because I have the extra loan in here, if you accidentally push a loan from here into this spot, I can come in and turn that loan off. That's on the presentation screen. Now, when my clients come in and look at this presentation, they're going to see just the 2 that I just pushed over, updated interest rates, and those factors that were not pushed over would then be placed in there. Property tax, hazard insurance, and my closing costs are now in there as well. Great question. If I want to roll the fees and just increase the loan amount, I can go in here and I'm just going to click 2 buttons. I'm going to come in here, closing cost details, add all fees to loan, apply it to the loan, and add my prepaid days of interest. I'm going to do that to the 30-year as well. Add all fees to loan, apply it to the loan, and add my prepaid days of interest. Now you'll see what I've done is I have increased the loan amount, but cash to close should be 0. I think it's because I don't have it on refi anymore. Yep, that one's on refi. Let's see if my 30 years on refi. So this one's a little messed up because I did push several times over to Mortgage Coach. Yep, so if you have the basic plan, you do need to update it to Pro in order to use the integration. So any questions before I move over to Eric's question? Any questions about HomeBot? And this is a great integration. The one thing is, no problem. The one thing is if your clients, if you come into your Mortgage Coach account and you see that a client has pushed over from HomeBot, and you'll see this automated, that number will go up. If you see that a client has pushed over from HomeBot, that is a hot lead. That means that client is actually went in there and said, hey, I am looking at refinancing. This is the scenario that I want. So remember, that's a hot lead. So you want to make sure that you're working on that hot lead. Okay, difference between copying and I'm just going to log back into my account. Copying a client, a product, and having a template. Here's the difference, Eric. If I am doing a, for example, this one, par versus credit versus points, I'm always going to copy from that first product because what I'm changing on there is minimal. It's going to be probably just the interest rates and points. If I am coming in and let's say I'm adding, and I'm going to go back here, I'm going to add in a different product. Let's say they want to see an FHA. There might be more changes that I would have to go in if I'm copying this product than if I just add the FHA template. So if I add an FHA template, it's going to be beneficial because it's going to have the MI factors in there and everything in there. So it really does come down to, as far as you as the loan officers, what things do you want to change? If I'm building from scratch and I drop in FHA and I start with the FHA, and I'm just going to add that FHA template just to show you. Actually, let's just do the 3.5%. It's going to drop in everything from that FHA template. So my upfront premium will drop in. My down payment is actually wrong on that template, 3.5%. I would have to add my interest rate. And then I would have to come over and I would have to, if my template has closing costs, I could come in and just verify it, make sure that it's all good. It would have my prepaid days of interest in there, my upfront MI in there. And if I use percentages here, I want to make sure that I used it in the other ones as well. So you want to make sure this stays stagnant. No matter what you're doing, you're always using those same factors. If I changed it, like in the other one, I think I had $76 for my hazard insurance, and then my property tax, and then my reserve months. So you can have everything in that product template. So you could do either or, but if I'm changing from different types of product, a FHA versus a USDA versus a 5% down, I'm probably going to use product templates because I'm only going to have to place in my interest rate. If I'm changing the type of product, FHA at par, FHA paying points, changing that interest rate, that's when I'm going to copy from another product. Does that make sense? Michelle, if you email me, anyone who wants a copy of this, email me, tina@mortgagecoach.com. And request that copy. I won't remember it, and I do have to jump out of here at 9:45 because I have another training to jump into. So I won't remember to send you the copy unless you request it. Okay, next question. If I want to make multiple TCAs, should I copy the analysis? This would give a good link code. So if I'm, let's say this client here, so this client wants to see, I've already filled up all 4 of these, and they want to see another sample, maybe at a different dollar amount. I can come in here, keep all those same products, and I can copy this analysis to the current client and click on OK. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go in there and change whatever the dollar amount is, I update it to $365. In the beginning here, I am going to go into my client. Down here at the bottom, I'm going to put this and show it's at $365. This is going to let me know which presentation is which. It will give me a new link. This link is going to be different than the link I did before. So when I click on Mortgage Coach, you'll be able to see that I then have that second template in there. To find that template, I would go into my search all, and I'm just going to put today's date. And search for today's date. Now you'll see here's that purchase, August 2020. Here's the sample, and here's where my original one is, and here's that next one that I just rebuilt. So in order for me to find it, I'll be able to come into here, but you've got to rename, or you've got to add onto that extension of that first name so you know which presentation is which. Are we all good on that? Robert, I'm going to unmute you. You can unmute yourself.
So let's say you had a couple of TCAs already in there. Is there any way to attach them after the fact for the same client?
There is no way to attach them to that client after the fact, unfortunately. That is one of the things that's been requested. It is on our list down the line, but we have right now their big product is getting out the debt consolidation.
That was my next question. Any projected time frame for that debt consolidation piece?
I keep being told 30 days, but I was told 30 days ago, 30 days ago.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it. That's why I'm asking. I was like, okay, let me ask a redundant question you probably been asked so many times already. Okay.
No, and I am so excited. I wonder if I can remember.
Come on, do it.
I know. I'm trying to think of, let's see if I can remember my demo account. I don't go into my demo account very often.
Yeah. So now and I'm assuming the product is going to have where you could put the actual interest being paid on the other debt, correct? And then do a cumulative debt?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know.
Cumulative rate, interest rate, sorry, not cost. Cumulative.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think this is, nope, that's not the right account. I have so many different bookmarks.
Yeah, but I am
so excited.
Yeah, I am too. I'm curious to see it because that you know, you can always put debt into, you know, when you do a refi cash out, but if you really show them what they're actually paying based on their interest rate, including their amount, it just makes their eyes open up so much.
No, but I promise you next week I will get that account. I don't remember what it's called. I want to say it's called Demo. Let's see if I...
Then after you're done with this, can you go back and show me how you attach the two TCAs to that one client? Because I always do it the other way, and I'm like, I didn't realize you could do it the way you just did it.
Yep. So there's two ways you can do it. You can go into the actual client, go to the analysis screen to copy a client.
Okay.
Copy there to current client and click on OK.
And then at that point, just change the numbers around or whatever you need to do.
Make sure you add that presentation.
Okay, cool. So you could also go into another client and copy it to a different client if you had a scenario that was similar, right?
Yeah, if Brad is looking at or if Tommy's looking at a house very similar to Brad's, I can come in here, copy Brad's to a new client, and then I can change it to Tommy's name.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
So I can do it that way. The other way you can do it is if you can go into the search all. And if I'm looking for Brad, I can just type in Brad's name, click on search. When I come into here, I would choose the one that I want to copy. And then I could go over here and you'll see copy analysis. Or if I want to start from scratch, let's say Brad is buying a investment property now. I can just click add analysis and it will put all of Brad's information, stack it underneath Brad, but I'll be able to then start from scratch.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? We have about 10 minutes left. Great question. The funded button. This is going to be used, and I guarantee you want to use it right now. As you fund loans, come in and click on the funded. Choose which one that they chose. I'm going to say this one. Place in the funded date. And then click on save. Then click off. What you're going to be able to do is two things. I'll be able to go into my search all and click anything that's funded and click on search and see what's funded. Or later on, we're going to be working on so you can have automated mortgage reviews right out of Mortgage Coach. So if you already have these set up in there and label the ones that are funded, it's going to make it easier for you later on to do that automated mortgage review, because you'll be able to come into, whoops, wrong one, into your search. And again, clicking on funded and clicking search, and it'll show you those funded loans. So you'll be quickly able to come through, click on it. We'll probably have a button in here to start that automated mortgage review, is my perception. However, development doesn't always have the same concept as me, but you'll be able to go in and click on it, or you can come in, click on close, and you can see which one was closed really easy as well. So that is a great new ad, and it's setting us up for the future to do automated mortgage reviews and to know which ones you funded as well. So if I was going through and I wanted to see how many have I funded for July, if I'm clicking those funded on my TCAs, I can come back later on and notice any of them that I closed in July and do a quick count for myself. So Robert, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Is there any way to archive them once you're done so they don't like sit there when you're dealing with other ones that haven't funded? You know what I mean? Like put them in a different section.
But as you, like, let's say these two are funded, as I go in here and I'll go to Brad's and then I click off, it's going to start pushing those down. This only shows the last 20 that you've touched. So as you don't touch them, they will be pushed down the list. So then you won't see them on there.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put my hand down.
Click and drag in order you want. So that has been a request, and Eric said, and I'm assuming it's this area here, where you can click and drag and move these into different positions. That has been requested. And again, it is on the list. Now that we're no longer, because we were in Flash. Flash is actually really difficult to program and to be able to make changes in. Now that we're out of Flash and we're in HTML, we're going to have more ability to add some of those wish list items in there. That's being one of them that has been requested. But again, we do have a list based on emergency, what needs to be fixed right now, what we want to get out the door, and then we put them by order of how many times you request it. So if you want to be added to that request list, so you know, they know that's high on priority of all of you loan officers, in that help button, and I just clicked help here, there is a submit a request button. Go in here and submit to be able to drag and drop your products, and just put in here, drag and drop products to reorder. It's going to put it higher on the list. The more people we have request it, the faster it's going to be taken care of. So that is my little secret to you guys. Anything that you guys want. And the other thing, if you're not part of our Facebook group, if it's something I really wanted, I would go into our Facebook group, and I'm going to give you guys the link in case you're not part of it. And I would drop it in the Facebook group. Hey, this is something I'm looking at. Because Dave comes in here, and this is Dave's Little World, is this Facebook group. Dave comes in here and he reads every single post. Guaranteed, if you posted in something in here, Dave has read it. So go in and post in here that you want it. You can even tag Dave at Dave Savage. Please make this happen. And then once you come in here, we'll go in, we will approve you as long as you are a loan officer, you work in the industry. If you don't work in the industry, or I can't connect you to the industry, I do not add you. Just to let you know, I'm the person who does most of the adding. So if I can't connect you really fast to the industry, and all you have to really do is put the company you work for in there. I'm a loan officer at ABC Mortgage. I'll quickly add you, but if I have to look it up, you're probably going to sit there a little longer until I can come back and have time to look you up, because I don't just add people. Any other questions? And again, you can raise your hand if you do have a mic, or drop it down in the chat box, either one. Looks like everyone's quiet now. But
Lie down.
all right, you don't have to be quiet, Robert. You're good.
I was like, I got a bunch of stuff I want to ask. No, but I'm good. I'm good.
So, notifications here. This is a spot where we drop in videos and presentations based on what's going on right now. If you've never gone in here, how to read a TCA if you're new, this is a great presentation here that just goes through every section on how to read it. My suggestion if you're new, instead of you worrying about how to read the TCA, understand what each area is, but let your clients ask the questions. There's nothing as a loan officer, or there shouldn't be anything as a loan officer that your clients ask that you shouldn't be able to answer with or without the total cost analysis. So that's a little secret. I always tell people, once you've read it, you can exit off of it. It'll give you something else that comes in here. Again, these are all just different guides to help you understand training. This is all about the presentation alerts. So if you've been with us for a while, you will remember that alerts are sent to you when the presentation is closed. However, we have changed it. So as soon as the client jumps into the presentation, you are getting an alert saying the client is in the presentation, not that the client has already closed the presentation. So that is something new that's been pushed out about 3 weeks ago. So that's what that one is about. When you go into the actual presentations, I'm just going to go to analysis because I know they're here. There are little eyes here. Throughout the presentation, if you see an eye, that is something that is going to help you understand that section. It is more information. Most of them do have videos in there for you. So if you are lost and you need to know what something is, if there is an eye there, you'll be able to click on that eye, and I don't know where they placed them. Most of them, I think, are in that analysis page. If you are new and you want quick videos to watch to learn, we have a plethora of information on YouTube, which could be so overwhelming for most people. It would be for me. I actually have this fabulous playlist I have put together that are short videos. So these are not long at all. If you look in there, most of them are
This is Marcy in support, and in
That's
this
not what
video,
I
I'm
wanted.
going to show you how to add a.
Let's get rid of Marcy. Most of them are under 10 minutes. So they are short to the point videos. If you're trying to learn some strategies, there's strategies in here. So reinvestment strategy. Right now, everyone who's doing refinances should be working on that reinvestment strategy as well. This is a one-up game for anyone you're competing against. Is there a script to explain the TCA presentation to the client? Actually, let me see. I gotta think of where it's at. Let's go into my help button again. Actually, I put them in the Facebook page. Did I put it in the, where are the PDFs? Files. I think I dropped it in the file. If I haven't, I will drop it in there. So there is a link, and I'm making sure this is the right one. So this one is how to teach your clients the mortgage coach presentation. We do have some LOs that are sending this. So again, if you're not part of our group, join that group. It's under files. And when you go under files, it's how to read a TCA. So scroll on down, how to read the TCA slide. So that is where you could find it. I would give it to you, but it's a PDF. And that's why it's in here. It's not an actual web page. Okay, looks like there are no more questions. I do have to drop today. Again, if you want a copy of the training, email me, tina@mortgagecoach.com, and I will send it out. It will take a while because I do have a long training that I'm jumping into right now. So hope you have a fabulous weekend and have a great day. Bye-bye.